All right, what's on the bench? If you don't know what these are, then this will be interesting. If you know what it is already, you won't be too interested. It is a Greaseweazle. Yes, a Greaseweazle. And mine looks a little weird, but I bought the latest one. There's several versions of it. So let's first describe what it is, and then we can take a look at it. So a Greaseweazle connects to a floppy drive. So here's a 3.5-inch floppy. But a Greaseweazle can connect to a 5 1/4, 8-inch, doesn't matter. Any floppy, it'll connect to it. And what it does is it allows you to do magnetic transition to magnetic transition copies of disks. So it does every single disk format known to man. If you have something that's way out of date and you can't make a copy of it, this thing will make a copy of it. So why did I finally get one? I haven't had a use for one. I've known about them for a long time. But it was my HP logic analyzer. Has a really weird LIF format disk, bizarro thing. And there are some copies online of disk images, and this is really the only way to take those files on the internet and turn them into physical floppies. So I bought a TIAC flop. Floppies are hard to get these days, so I found a brand new TIAC floppy quad, and I have it on a little board just so it doesn't flop around. And when I bought the Greaseweazle off of eBay, it came with this little 3D printed case, such as it is. I'll show you here. So this is actually the Greaseweazle right here. The board is the Greaseweazle. This one is USB-C, so it's a newest version. So you can connect it to a computer with USB-C, which is a 5-volt interface. It can supply 5 volts to the floppy, so you don't need any external hard drives. This is all you need. And then you need a cable that goes between this and this. It's a 34-pin cable, and the only interesting thing about the cabling is figuring out where pin 1 is. It's marked here on the board, there's a little arrow, and it's marked on the piece on the floppy also. There's a little arrow down here, so pin 1 to pin 1. If you remember in the olden days, your floppy controller ribbon cable had a twist in it, and that twist allowed you to separate drives A and B. And drive A was on the twist, and drive B was on the non-twist side. I didn't want to do a twisty cable, seems silly. So I just have a straight through cable, which means this is acting like a drive B instead of a drive A. And so when you use the program you need to put in a -- drive B. And this addition at the end of the, so this is a read. If I want to do a read, I'd say a Greaseweazle read, and then you give the name of the file, and then you say it's on drive B, and then it'll work. So I'm going to put it here so I won't remember it next time I use this thing. And so, yeah, so I went to the store and I bought some parts. So I made my own cables. And this one just brings down 5 volts over to there. These 3.5-inch floppies only need 5 volts. If you're working with other floppies, 5 1/4 and stuff, they might need 12 and -12 and stuff like that. So you can't do this little trick, but with a 3.5, you can. All right. There are some jumpers. The default jumpers worked just fine for me. This jumper says go ahead and send 5 volts this way. And then there's a little jumper here that's write enabled, so it allows you to write. And then there's some other things that I don't know why they're there and what they do, and I don't care. So just use it as it comes to you, and it seemed to work just fine. There's a little weasel there, if you can see that on camera. Anyway, there's a little weasel right there. If you look it up online, Greaseweazle, there's a GitHub, and tells you everything you need to know about it, which is really, really nice. But yeah, we will get out the program and I'll show you how it works. All right, in order to use this thing, you need to have a command prompt. So it is command prompt driven. So you need to do a C command prompt. And here's a command prompt. And you need to get down to the directory that you have things in. I have it in GW. All right, dir. All right, so Greaseweazle. So Greaseweazle, when you download it, you don't need to install it. It's just you put it in a folder and then you can just run it. All right. It seems to figure out which COM port it's on. It's just a regular COM port. Let's see here. Let's go bigger. And then if you do a GW info, it will tell you that this is the version, it's on COM7, blah, 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 okay? And so let's see, let's do one read, okay? So here's a floppy. I'm gonna put it in the drive. All right, and so you say GW read, and then some file name, dummy.scp is the format, and then you say drive B. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything at all. It just looks stupid at you. Okay, drive V. So we will hit enter, and now it's reading raw flux. So it's looking at the magnetic transitions. Okay, and you can watch the little lights flash here, and it's very quiet. So it's reading all 80 tracks. Okay. And I guess half tracks too, so it's 80 tracks and it's doing front and back, or I don't know. Okay, it does take a while. It's a slow process, but now it's created that file, okay? And 81 tracks, okay? And double that, so like I said, it does take a while. So if you wanted to write something, you'd use exact same command line prompt. Instead of read, you would put in write, and it would do everything the same. So that's really, really easy. So we created a dummy.supercard pro, I think is the file type. I'm not sure whether it's an old file type. Anyway, it stores all those magnetic transitions. Now, if you go online, you might find something like an IMD file for a particular disk, and you can still deal with those, okay? So in my logic analyzer, I downloaded some files, and they were IMD format, okay? And you can convert IMDs into SCPs. So if you find an IMD, convert it to a SCP, and then you can do the read and writes like I showed you before. And the reason, the way that you do that translation, IMD to SCP, is you use a HXC floppy emulator, okay? And I'm going to use the Windows 64 version. And so in this particular program, if you've never used it before, you would load a file, okay, and you say, okay, here's my IMD file, and it tells you right down here, it's 80 tracks, 2 sides, blah 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 blah, right? And so it's loaded it in, and then if you hit export, okay, you can export, and then you can save a file type, and it has all these different file types. If you come down in the middle here, so here, SCP file. So now if you hit save, it will save it as an SCP file, and then I can go into Greaseweazle and do everything I need to do. So it's really, really straightforward, very, very simple. I suppose you can go the other way around. You can put it in an SCP file and then get an IMD back out again. I don't know, I'm not quite sure about that, but I think so. But anyway, yeah, there you go. So I was able to get some files from the internet, and one of the files is a Z80 disassembler for my for my logic analyzer. So I need to work on making that work. That's my goal, is to try to make that work. And that's why I got the Greaseweazle. That's the only reason. And now I got one. Maybe it'll come in handy for some other vintage programs, vintage computers, and help out a friend. I don't know. Anyway, I got a Greaseweazle.